Hi Ghosty, this is my Ghosty. Um, okay, this is more of a serious video because I don't want to keep going back into my month old video from last year in December. Um, that video was about what happened to Bobo in Time Palace alone. And so I didn't really want future answers. I didn't really want future, like, oh, this actually happened, into that months old video. I would actually ask you respectfully to stop going back to that past video and just thinking you're right. We played the same game. I read the same stages as you read. I know what you know. And it's very kind of like annoying to me. I have to say, it's really annoying to me going to the comments that you put down onto that video and be like, yeah, sure, cool, that you know what you know. I know the same thing as you. So your point is, I made that video because none of us knew what happened to Bobo. None of us back then knew what happened to Bobo. So why is it gives you like a little boost and be like, hey, well, this YouTuber actually made this video, might as well go down to it and just say, well, now we actually know what happened. I don't necessarily want, I should have just put a warning up. Make sure in the future you don't come back to that video, la la la, because I didn't even expect a elephant, because this elephant was basically new in Chinese version as well. So none of us knew. None of us, even the Chinese people, knew back then what happened to Bobo. No one knew what happened until that elephant came this year, in fact. This year, this day and age, boom, everybody knows. But please stop going back to that month-old video and be like, well, this actually happened. I necessarily do not care. The answers have been filled. Please stop going back to my past videos and be like, Little Miss Know-It-All. I just don't like that happening at all. I know you guys support my channel and you expect kindness from me, but having to be feeling like I'm being degraded by you because what you know, and then you end up bashing, basically felt like bashing on my video and being like, you know everything and I don't. We know the same things because we play the same game. We know when the next update will be. We know what the next event will be. We know when the next chapter would be. Why is it that you have to go back to my past video which nobody knew what happened to Bobo? No one knew at that time what happened to Bobo. I was only simply asking the question because I'm like, well, this is new because Bobo's not even in his elephant. There's Momo, there's Nikki, but where is Bobo? Because it's always been the them three throughout the journey. Now, I may lose respect for this, but I have to be real though. Having to come back from my 2-day break with my family and then having like messages being, well, no messages, but like comments popping up in my YouTube and be like, oh, they're still messaging on my What Happened to Bobo video? Come on now. At least go into my recent one when I'm talking about the damn story. And just be like, yeah, it was so upsetting. I agree with you. But no, you end up going to my month-old video, which has been buried by all the other videos from January, February, March, April, May, June. I find it really sad that many of you dug that video up and be like, well, time to prove it wrong, time to prove it that Bobo was actually possessed, yada yada yada. Oh man, it was just so annoying. It really was. And then I'm just gonna start like ignoring the comments coming up to this day on that video. I necessarily do not care at this point on, oh, this actually happened to Bobo. Where, okay, I know as well. I know what happened to her too. But I'm not going to go onto that old video and be like, well, future comment from me. We all know what happened. I don't necessarily care. That video was made in December when Time Palace came. It was made. back then when no one knew what happened to her. Oh, but now since it's the future, you gotta go back to the past and be like, you're gonna change everything. It's not gonna change a thing, mate. No one knew what happened to her. No one actually had the solid flipping reason, solid story. In fact, some people actually was kind enough to put their time, think about it, put their time to answer my question with a paragraph. And some of you end up going to that person's comment and just actually replying as to, oh, good theory, but we all know what happened now. Basically making that person feel degraded or something. Like you make my video feel degraded. It's not nice. Don't go back to my past video and thinking you're always right when you're not. We know the same things these days. You're no smarter than the rest of us who play this game together. When I was like looking at the replay, well, it was popping up again. I mean, I get like a lot of comments popping up in YouTube Studios is when I monitor who comments on each video, so it's very handy for me. I thought I saw a spider then. Anyway, but when I saw many of you actually replying to the person that actually put their time to put two theories in a single comment in my video when I asked what happened to Bobo, because I necessarily didn't know, and I admit to that. And she was like, well, basically I'm going to try and help you out. I came up with two theories that many of us actually came up with. And yada yada yada, she put it all down into one big comment and I praised her. I was like, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Because it was literally a lot of words into this one comment that she put under my video, and to be honest, I didn't think it would, I didn't want to put as much time onto many of my viewers that viewed that video and be like typing this long paragraph for me to answer my question. But it was really nice for her to do that. It really was. So thank you so much for doing that. I'm sorry I didn't give you a shout out in my further videos. I kind of forgot necessarily. My memory is non-existent. But I still remember your theory, and I actually think it was a very good theory. And I'm not going to degrade you for, the changes in the future right now. I think the whole Bobo mother thing was super solid. I mean, thank you for actually mentioning Bobo's mother, because Bobo's mother and father was part of her changing. So that theory is possibly included because of the Dreamweaver, and to be honest, I think this person was half right as to what actually happened to Bobo and that she had to leave the friends group. And then boom, she ended up changing because she wasn't herself, as many of us saw. Just stop going to my old video, please, and comment what you already know to this day. We all already know what happened to this day. Thank you.